I'm sitting here with Alexa Mira, who's also a Tantra teacher, a life coach, and a body and breath worker. And I wanted to talk with you specifically about sexual healing. So could you tell me a little bit, what does this mean, sexual healing, actually?
Sexual healing is a term that is used to actually heal somebody from any sexual blockages,
Okay.
from any sexual past that is not serving a person in this very moment.
Mm-hmm.
It could be some limiting conditioning that a person went through. It
Okay.
could be social conditioning, religious conditioning, could be parental conditioning, upbringing, school, culture, whatever, could create some blockages sexually so that the person is no longer tapping into the full potential of the sexual energy, which is our life energy, to fully feel alive.
Okay.
And acknowledging what is. And the blockage can manifest as a tension or as some burning or some pain or numbness or all kinds of things that maybe even emotionally, like a person might not want to have anything sexual going on, like any sexual engagement or not willing to go there, really, not willing to look there. Amongst other traumas can be, of course, sexual assault.
Yeah.
So that is one of the biggest traumas that many come for healing for, so that their body can start trusting again, and making sure that the body can trust you actually again. Because a lot of sexual assault, it is not like, if we take the statistics, there can be an external sexual assault, but there can be also the self-inflicted sexual assault.
Okay.
And the difference,
How would that?
So the external sexual assault is when somebody comes and kind of takes something from you sexually against your will.
Yeah.
You say no, and they still take it. But self-inflicted sexual assault is when you are, for example, approached by somebody sexually, and you don't say no, although you feel no.
Yeah.
And then your own boundary gets overstepped. It even happens a lot in families, like amongst couples.
Yeah.
A lot of it I hear. A lot.
People feel obliged, maybe also to engage in something.
Exactly. People feel obliged to please each other, to since we are together, we kind of have to, be available for each other sexually. But actually, there is no such a thing in sexuality as have to be available for somebody.
Yeah.
At any moment, we actually need to feel into our boundaries. We need to see what is right for me right now.
Yeah.
And communicate that. With the boundaries comes communication, empowering communication. Then it's clear for the other partner as well. What is it exactly that we want and need, etc.
So do you think the self-inflicted one is even more common than the externally inflicted, or?
I don't know exactly the statistics, but I would say the self-inflicted one is a very common trend. Unless people get sexually educated and they really feel into their body, feel their boundaries, know how to communicate, feel empowered to have that communication, then the self-inflicted boundaries are quite often happening. The consequence of those self-inflicted assaults is that we don't crave for intimacy anymore. Our body kind of shuts down. And the body actually does not trust us, ourselves. It's not about the other partner, in the first place, it's us. So the healing here happens around the person actually becoming aware of what the body needs, asking for it, claiming it, clearly indicating boundaries, living through that, and the body internally relaxes. And again, the energy can stream, the blockage goes away.
So as a coach or Tantra, if you give like a Tantra session, you would do that also with a client, or should people do that on their own or with their partner? Or
Yeah, so it is good to have a professional working with you
Yeah.
when there is no conflict of interest.
Mhm.
When with your partner, maybe you want to step into healing, but if they have their own interest as well to become sexual with you,
Yeah.
then the healing may turn again into like a personal affair.
Yeah.
So somebody who can be a healer for you is usually an external person to really reflect it back to you, and support you to step into your power again. And that's what I usually do with people. Really talk a little bit in advance of the session to see what is it exactly that you are wanting to open up to. What is your issue?
Yeah.
And then depending on what their issue is, we go either into exploration of boundaries or their needs or feeling the body, awakening the sexual energy or channeling it, yeah, becoming at peace with it, releasing shame, guilt, etc. So a lot of work there.
Yeah. And what kind of people need this? Do you think almost everyone has a bit of sexual healing to do, or it's just a small part of the population? What would you think?
From my experience personally, like if I speak for myself, I thought I did not need sexual healing.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh, I understood everything. I kind of mentally was aware of the concepts of free flow of sexual energy, and I actually loved sex and everything. But I was so mistaken, because once I started the journey of tantric exploration and healing, I discovered that my body was actually open to such a small percentage from its potential.
Yeah.
So the healing is not also only about fixing something that has maybe been broken in the past or is blocked now, but about opening up to the full potential of you, like really blossoming. Yeah.
So it's not just healing in a way. It's like
it's expansion,
going into the positive, and so you can get out maybe much more than you even expected in the beginning.
Yes.
It's not just getting to normal, it's getting to beautiful.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And that's why I like to call it not sexual healing,
Yeah.
but sexual liberation.
Sexual liberation.
Yes, because the person then gets liberated, There are no blocks inside, there is no shame, there is no guilt, it's all released, and I'm in freedom and confidence with myself. And I know my body.
Because it's interesting, because people talk a lot about sex in our society, and it is, in a way, it seems very free, but on the other hand, it's really not, right? Still, I think a lot of people carry around shame and guilt, and
the collective conditioning is pretty strong indeed with regard to sexual shaming and guilt, and to be honest, it really spreads throughout all cultures. It's not like one particular culture is more sexually closed than others.
Yeah.
But yes, of course, like if we look at the East, maybe in the East it's even more hidden. In the West, it's more kind of brought in the open. There was a sexual revolution, in the 21st century, in the 20th century, at the end of the 20th century. So that was bringing the hidden to the light, which in the East did not really happen.
Yeah.
So, but still, sexual revolution was good in a way to claim something that was forbidden and bring it to light. However, it's been like an outcry as a reaction of suppression. And not necessarily the healing around it and the full acceptance of the beauty and sacredness of the sexual nature of us has been revealed by everybody. So that is an individual work, and something I believe is really good for everybody to do. Why? Because once we liberate our life energy, we feel more energized. Our creative power is much more available. We are just feeling more relaxed, more confident. It's like, there's nothing hidden.
Yeah.
Everything is
integrated in the personality and
integrated
you as a person.
In the personality, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So if people want to do workshops with you, they can do it in Belgium?
Yes, mainly I give retreats. Retreats are like we go away from everyday life for 3 to 7 days, depending on the retreat theme and length. And then we really work step by step on discovering ourselves, on tapping into that full potential of what sexual energy has in store for us, healing, acknowledging the blocks, emotional, mental, and coming out expanded.
Templeoftantricarts.com, right?
Yes.
It's your homepage.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. It was very interesting, very important topic. Great work that you're doing. So,
pleasure. Thank you for interviewing me.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time.